Hi viewers, welcome back to On the Mic YouTube podcast on day two. So we have Vijay with us on the podcast show. So the topic is going to be the continuation of yesterday's tariff war we have with US, India, that is India that has with US. So yeah, now let's continue with the yesterday's discussion from where we have paused. I hope. You guys must might have got some uh, thoughts to share or would like to go through any comments if available. Yeah, with that note, yes, Vijay, let's continue with where we took a pause yesterday.
And this entire thing started from April 1, 2025, and the entire drama ended on August, close to August 20th or 2025. Initially, US has come with a baseline tariff of 10% on all imports. Like you export anything to US, 10% is the tariff. So that's kind of a market acceptable fact. People were okay. After that, they have we have our constitution. Like in US, like he's using some sections in their constitution as a national security and all those things. And America has put like additional 16% of tariffs. So 10% plus 16%, it is 26%. Later, it got adjusted as to 25%. They reduced one, and they put across multiple sectors. This was effective from August 1st. But during this course of time, from August 1st to August 10th or something there was a lot of heat on India importing Russian oil. And yesterday, Chakri was rightly pointed, like India is not the only one that who's actually taking the Russian oil product. There are a hell a lot of people who are doing that. But it's been a very focused approach where because we were importing the Russian oil, like he has put up additional 25%. So now we have a base tariff of 10%, and because of the national security of US, some rule in the US, so he has put up an additional 15%, 25% on the top of it, because India is not reducing the import of Russian oil because America wants to do so. Since because we are a sovereign nation, why should we listen to someone? So that's what our PM or our Council of Ministers is responding back. So he has put up an additional 25. So in total, it is 50% tariff on Indian imports. So as yesterday I was saying, I think when myself and Chakri were discussing, so it's is America like keeping the tariffs on all whatever we are exporting? No, they're keeping only to certain segments of the exports. Let's say like something like a pharmaceutical, they're very, very like hugely dependent on India. Like the tariff is 0%. Wherever it is beneficial to US, the tariffs are zero. Wherever like US can kind of manage without Indian imports, but that could be impacting India. Like as I said, like especially the shrimp industry, the frozen fish, the gems and jewelry, the garments, um, some chemicals, uh, furniture, and the processed wood. I don't know whether they call it processed wood or anything, but wood
This is the
plus the
manufactured
furniture
good.
and finished furniture. Yeah. So this and all is at a 50%. So in total, these are the segments. I'll just kind of share something. Maybe you guys can know like what are the segments that I'm talking of. Chakra, can you see this? Can you see the screen? Like if I'm sharing.
Here too, I have allowed it. Yeah,
Should have.
once the I mean the details that you share, I just want to give
Mhm.
a brief overview as to why the issue on the tariff the tariff issue between US and India has started. I just want to throw
Yeah,
a
yeah. Go ahead.
brief light about it.
Yeah. Before you start, like, can you share the screen, like what I'm sharing? Can you see it on the screen? Are you able to see?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then go ahead. Like
I'm
we
able.
can yeah. You said like you wanted to add your perspective on this. So,
Oh, 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 oh. One sec. Right. So these are the current details, right?
yeah, yeah.
So the thing that I just want to throw a light on what actually triggered the tensions, I mean, the tariff tension between US and India. So US of late it started mentioning that India has being unreasonable when it comes to their high-end import tariffs and all that. Basically, on American products such as what do you call uh, medical devices, agricultural equipment, and some manufactured goods. So because they felt heat on these particular three sectors, US felt that India was trying to be being unreasonable, and they're making some unfair trade. So considering that this has the very starting maybe a triggering point, so what they instantly did was uh, consequently US had a program called GSP, that is generalized what we call generalized system of preferences. So in this, what India used to be part of this particular program until 2019. Basically, what it helps is it allows some Indian goods to have footing in India in US markets, either by paying not by zero or very low cost custom by paying custom duties. So they had this leeway until US started feeling that India had been unfair when it comes to mm, uh, charging with the untoward or rather what do you call unfair trade by imposing higher tariffs on the said sectors that we just mentioned. So due to this particular reason, US decided to drop this particular GSP status or tag on India, and thereby India is no more part of this particular program. So after this, naturally there is a reactive mode from India as well. They started what do you call uh, import. I mean, India has increased importing taxes on American products like American fruits such as apples, almonds, and walnuts. Contrary, US had increased the imports on steel and aluminum, etc. So initially, it used to be friction at a few sectors. Later on, that turned into a tariff war. Although it is a tariff war, but still, India and US share some common business interests in terms of I mean, in the sectors of defense and science and the geopolitical spectrum. Although if you see what is happening is here eventually uh, one country is hurting the others uh, avenues in terms of they both are going to uh, increase the charges or on the goods of one another's countries. So going by this particular, I mean, just this is just a brief backdrop I wanted to just share or throw a light on. This is
Okay.
in complement to
I
what
think
you have just mentioned.
there's multi-dimensional. I think. There's some points I'll definitely agree on that, but I think it's a bigger game
It is a bigger
that
game, of course.
yes, yeah, like I think there are smaller nuances that I think the right nuances that we actually put in the perspective. But it's like a very bigger game. Like as we move into this topic a little, we deep dive. I think we can explore the multiple facets, like why we are in this position. So currently, like I just wanted to share kind of a prepared a doc by doing some research here and there. So what are the segments that are hit with 50% tariffs currently? Textile and apparel. So earlier it was 25% uh, because of the Russian, because India did not stop the Russian imports, like it went to 50%. Gems and jewelry, it's 50%. Leather and footwear, it is 50%. Marine products, where I was talking shrimp and frozen fish, it is actually 58.26%. Like no, I think it's an easy guess. Like shrimp industry, like which
Right.
Andhra Pradesh is like the leading from India. I think it's getting hit again. There is an angle to this particular line. As I've said, like when we do a deep dive as we move forward in this particular aspect, I think we'll tell like why this marine products is of so important. Why are they actually targeting that? And we have chemicals and automobiles, iron and steel, agricultural products, rubber items, and these are all 50% tariffs. So if you look at like what are it is 0% pharmaceuticals, because India is a bulk supplier of generic goods or generic medicines to US. So US is completely dependent on Indian pharmaceuticals. So they don't want to take risks. So it is 0%. Electronics and
For a
semiconductors,
few days,
it's
or
currently
for
at zero.
a couple of days, or for a few weeks, even they want to include pharmaceuticals also into that high importing tariff rate. But it is
No,
given
no,
the backlash of
they, ta-
their own
they,
citizens.
ta-
He had to,
yeah, they taken a U-turn.
he had to, he had to cut back
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I agree with you. Like they actually need, because I'm not like because there's a lot of things happened, but we are just trying to kind of a sell, put it on a plain vanilla thing. But
Because
yeah,
their
that's
Senate is also very much vocal about uh, his decisions and the way he's unilaterally taking the decisions without having a majority. I mean, in probably in all likely possibility, he may be having
and
a sufficient what do you call
first of all,
backing
like
from.
first of all, there is no Senate there. I think no Senate in the sense like whatever he's taking, like he's saying
That's
that it's an
regardless of
executive order,
that's
executive
regardless of
order of a president. Because
exactly
let's say like whatever the tariffs he has put in, until these are actually approved by the Congress of US, they won't get
true.
into effect. Like there's some legal tussle also going in the background. But so to give a backdrop, see like pharmaceuticals, electronics, semiconductors, energy products, where we kind of export whatever so-called imported Russian oil with process, and we are actually exporting it to US as well. So they are also taking that. So
To consideration.
wherever it is wherever it is very necessary, I think the tariffs are 0%. But the rest of the areas, like the tariffs, like where we have the 50% and all, the amount of business that gets the overall like exports that we do is like 85. The tariff hit sectors contribute close to 47 to $50 billion. So it's like
Right.
60 to 70% of our exports are kind of hit by tariffs. So why India is worried? Because like all of a sudden, like you lose something of a $50 billion business for a country like India is definitely, I would not say it's a very steep impact, but it's a good impact. Let's be very honest, it's a good impact. Why it's a good impact? Because it's like a cascading effect, right? Like there are a lot of industries like here, like which might look a big, but there are a lot of small scale industries or medium scale industries in the ecosystem that are actually contributing to all these things. So there's a reason, like if someone is saying that tariff is not a problem, that's an absolute lie. If someone is saying that tariff is a problem, that is half truth. It's definitely not a problem, but it's a risk, and the government is trying to
It
mitigate the
is
risk by.
a risk. It is a risk in a way, but at the same time, under the leadership of our beloved Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, uh, I mean, there is a strong uh, wave of backing this self-sustainability and Atmanirbhar projects that which are currently under the way.
Yeah, one thing is like as yesterday I was saying, like in any tariff war, like what are the alternatives for both an importer and an exporter? For an importer, like he will look out either to kind of an develop that capability within their own nation or a country, or
Right.
they will try to look out for some cheaper exporters. From an exporter standpoint, what is the alternatives they have? They also can route whatever the products they are actually exporting. They can actually route it for a domestic consumption. That's one way. Or they will be looking for an alternative markets.
Right.
In all these segments, I think because India is now globally strong and the way it's been taken care by the government, I think they are looking at a lot of alternative markets.
Yeah, because
Did
there
they
are a
achieve
good
that?
amount of initiatives are in place. So certainly,
It's a
yes.
it's a work in progress because overnight things will not happen.
Right.
So it's a work in progress, but definitely uh, government is helping the exporters to find new markets. Like recently we had an free trade agreement, and we had like 120 plus business delegates coming from UK, and there are a lot of no talks going
Across the
on.
countries.
European Union, like they also wanted to do a free trade. And because of Cold War between US and China, China has opened up few sectors for us to export, especially the
Exactly.
marine, it's like the shrimp and frozen fish.
The recent
I think
SEO meeting being the gateway for that.
not even prior to that,
Prior to
they
that
have
also,
actually.
that has
They
basically
have
opened new channels
I
in
think
that sense.
I think on the SEO meet, I think it's not about this one. It's like more to deal with the optics. Like they just wanted to kind of create an optics that Russia, India, and China are working together, but which is
Right.
not the case. See, at the end of the day, like
It's not the business
it's
at
an
all.
optic.
It's not.
It's like the optics, like what you generate. I think if you look at the pic, what Xi Jinping, uh, Putin, and India, like that smiley pic, I think it kind of created right set of acidities for right set of people, and you could see a Trump, I mean, tweet from the Trump
The message has
stating
been
that they
conveyed.
are,
The message
yeah,
has
like
been
see,
conveyed.
it's more to do with the optics, like, and
Because
no one
the,
can trust China,
the
but
very tariff,
definitely because
the very tariff has brought, especially to North and South poles of South Asian countries like India and China, at least coming together on in the backdrop of tariffs and all that, which is not the
yeah,
case,
see,
which is not
so,
so uh, greenery before, because we always
yeah, I
had.
think see,
Yeah.
yeah, I get your point, but net to net, I would say like it definitely is not helping India that great. Like, see, and neither it's helping, neither China wants to kind of partner with India that aggressively, given this sort of an hostile situation. And as I've said, like we'll more get deeper into these topics. There's like hell a lot happening in China. Like they're internally, they are like facing Xi Jinping is facing lot of turmoil and lot of things happening. In spite of all those things, in spite of
Domestically,
all
they
those
have
things,
their own
like
challenges to deal with.
it's not more like it's like tremendous amount of challenges. Like I think we can do one complete video only on China and how what is the current state of their internal politics and what is happening. It's like they're kind of completely. It's like boiling down, I would say. But still, China is not that open to come and. But see, there is some say at the end of the day, like we got to give some signaling or messaging that stating that see, like if
We can
something
come closer.
happens, It's always a
But
war room plan, right? Like what happens to these scenarios.
despite having our differences, we know where to bridge our gaps
Yeah,
at the same time.
yeah. Which see, let me be very honest, brother. Like I definitely don't see that India will work with China. We have to live with China because like SAS, I don't know, like is it Vajpayee or someone, some great leaders said. I think some good leader or a writer has said like we can change the friends, but we cannot change our neighbors. Like, China is a neighbor, Pakistan is a neighbor, Bangladesh. We cannot change them.
There is a saying, you don't get to choose your enemies. You may get to
So
choose your
yeah,
friends, but you don't get to choose your enemies. You
in
have
the
to deal with it. You have to
geopolitical
live with
world,
it. Being
exactly
your neighbor,
same thing
hostile
with
neighbors.
postal. Like definitely, see, I was just going through some of the topics and all. I know, like audience, like we are just kind of moving ahead, but everything is related. Everything is revolving around this particular topic only. But don't feel that like we are taking somewhere around. Uh, because I know, like we'll definitely conclude for today. But I'm just saying that China has like after the Galwan incident, like China took India very seriously because they got beaten up at Galwan. And after the Op Sindoor, where we have ensured that whatever the Pakistan was using, all the Chinese equipment, 80 to 90% of the time, everything was bamboozled by India in 45 to 70 minutes of warfare on 3 to 4 days. So, entire LAC, they don't believe they call LAC or some other term. The entire LAC actually, China is putting up everything. They're putting their AVAX, SAM systems, uh, what is it like covered aircrafts. This because during ops into like we hit all the F-16s and all on the runway, so they're putting all. So
Right.
I'm saying like this
Like,
just
like, yeah.
this just started last 2 weeks. Like we got, I think I have seen some satellite images and all, and because I was going through some content and all. Like this is happening very live and it's very active. Given the China situation of their internal boiling down, and they have to meet Trump. I think tomorrow or I think Thursday they are going to meet Trump. I guess Thursday or tomorrow. I don't know. Between Wednesday and Thursday they are going to meet Trump in South Korea. So given all the backdrops, still they are doing that. So definitely, I think it's tough to kind of get along with China. But I think I know like we have a very strong leadership, strong government. They are better thinker
See,
than
the
us, so
thing
they will
is,
definitely take care.
the current situation with China or any unlike-minded country at this point in time, if, where we have to really deal with them, it is basically it's a compartmentalized dealing with them.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of minutes like before we close
Yeah.
this session for today. Net to net, like this is what it is like. What is the impact for India? 50% tariff on majority of the sectors, and the impact could be like close to $50 billion. So what India is doing, India is like trying to route or trying to find alternate markets, especially for the gem and jewelry. We are trying to route it through the Middle East, and Middle East is actually
So
supplying to.
yes, while we have opened our gates for other countries, at the same time, both the Ministry of External Affairs from India and as well as US, they both are conducting, high-level discussions in if not neutralizing, at least to have a decent negotiation when it comes to how to tackle and bring it to a
And
balance.
to be very, yeah, to be very honest, I think uh, India is not at all interested in doing any trade deal with US. They're definitely not interested because like the amount of impact what we have is like a very lesser amount. They're just kind of a they're just keeping the line open. But other than that, we are actually focusing more on the alternate markets because after
That's
knowing,
basically our now the off late renewed or uh,
yeah, I think
refreshed
I think we're getting close to the meeting.
refreshed
So
foreign policy.
thanks for watching the video, and we'll come with more content tomorrow. Please like,
As
share,
friends, do
subscribe
share
this
your
video.
feedback, reviews, and they always help us uh, to look inwards and see how best we can uh, present our content.